had today, you must be feeling like 2 points dropped.
Very, very frustrated. Yeah, definitely 2 points dropped. Had enough chances to win 3 games. Can't believe we haven't, especially with the players that we've got, managed to put at least one of those away. They weren't half chances, they were gilt-edged chances. So, you know, it comes to something when I'm saying that I probably might have put one of them away. That means that they were pretty basic.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm annoyed at the moment and I'm licking my wounds. And the team's frustrated, I'm frustrated. It's really difficult as a manager to go into a dressing room afterwards where you're frustrated, but the only thing that you need to, or the team needed to correct, was the end product. Because we cut them open loads of times, we got them behind loads of times, we created so many good chances, especially against a team that were well organised, came to sit in and stop us playing. So to not put one of them away when we've done so well to get those chances in the first place is really frustrating, but it's football, isn't it?
Yeah, what can you do about that though? Because you obviously know you've got good players, you've got good finishers. Is it just a case of just accepting it and moving on now?
It's difficult to just accept it, but yeah, listen, you've got to analyse it and think, okay, right, so are there better finishers in the league and therefore you need to make signings that can finish? Absolutely not. Top scorers in the league last year, scoring plenty so far this year, scored 12 the week before, although that's now expunged from the records, which is great. So it's nothing to do with that. You know, these are great players, especially for this level of football. They're top notch and I wouldn't swap them for anybody, but it's just one of those days, and that's probably the most frustrating thing to take, because you're almost then putting things down to luck or fate or fortune, and I don't like that. So
yeah, I mean, after the frustration of today, is it good to have that quick turnaround game against Walsham here Tuesday night?
Well, I'll let you know on Tuesday evening afterwards, won't I? Yes, we don't want to dwell on it for too long. I think it's all right to think about how we created those chances and try and repeat that. Walsham are a good side. I watched them during the week at home to Brantham, and you know, if you let them play, they can play. They're talented. They've got good players on the ball, and you know, Chappers and Ryan Clark are neat and tidy. They've got a decent front three that get around and put pressure on you and can hit you in behind. So just signed Sam Nunn, who, you know, he's played almost as long as I have, I think, at this kind of level and above. So he's a really good signing, a really good centre back that brings experience into them. So they're not going to be an easy team to play against at all, and obviously my old club as well. So they'll be desperate to, I think, get one over on me too. But if we play how we can play and add a bit of better finishing, like we didn't do today, then I think it's going to be a tougher night for Walsham than it will for us. But we have to produce that, and we are going to come up against teams like we did last year, this year even more so, having had last year's season, that are going to sit in, they're going to defend against us, they're going to say come and try and break us down, because they know that if they come at us the other way, then they could have a problem. So it'll be interesting to see how Walsham play.
Yeah, is it a game that you particularly look forward to as well? One, obviously your history there, it must be a game that really stands out for you when the fixtures come out.
It's the opposite really. It's a really difficult one for me, because I've got a lot of affection for Walsham and the people that are there as well. Some of my best mates are still there. Jack Brain plays for them as well, and I go back a long way with him. Mike Powell's the chairman, fantastic, right up there with Nigel. Great. And you look at what's happening in non-league at the moment, and you look at people like Mike Powell's and clubs like Walsham, and people like Nigel Arms and clubs like Thetford, and you think how lucky that I've been to play for chairmen like that and at clubs like that. So I don't like beating them, but I'll be doing everything that I can to make sure that I do when it comes to Tuesday night. You know, that's our job, and the only club that I love more than Walsham is Thetford. So we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, I mean, despite the results today, it's still been a great start to the season. How pleased have you been with that generally, considering the amount of changes that have taken place over the summer here?
It was always going to be difficult to make a lot of wholesale changes to a team that did so well and played so well last year. It wasn't just us last year. You know, we're kicking ourselves for not getting the title over the line, and I think a lot of people are. I still stand by, and I know a lot of people feel the same way. We were the best team footballing wise last year. But you know, Ipswich Wanderers did great. They hunted us down. They had a lot of, if I'm allowed to say this nowadays, you know, men, experienced players that have been there before and done that, and know how to ruffle feathers and make sure that, you know, decisions go their way, and you know, some of the dark arts. And you've got to hold your hands up and say credit to them for that. That's the way that they decided to play, and it won them the league in the end. But we should have done better. But we were a great side last year, and from that we lost my centre-half partner for the best part of 12, 13, 14 years, who's been one of the best centre-halves to play at this level of football in my whole 18, 19 years of playing it myself. Nathan Clark's a difficult person to replace. You had Andy Cusack at left back, very experienced, still quick, fit as a fiddle, one of the best left backs to play this level in that same period of time. And you've got to replace people like that, and we were lucky, really, signing people like Hugh Cullum and Archie Galley, and bringing Ryan Fuller along in the second part of last season, getting Bondi now to switch into trying to become a centre half as well, and he came on today and I thought he did great. And it turns out actually I owe him an apology, because I thought Tom Smith made a fantastic save on their counter near the end, where they actually might have snatched it, and that would have been real heartbreak, and turns out it was Bondi header on the line. So fantastic. We're a great captain for the football club, great ambassador for the football club, and he's not played a lot, but he's great in the dressing room. He's still positive for the lads, and it was good for him to come on today and play an important part in actually securing at least 1 point. So yeah, pleased for him.
Yeah, and next Saturday, St Neots away in the Vars. Now that's obviously a Step 4 team. We've dropped down. They've had a really good start to the season. How much are you looking forward to that? And is it going to be a real test of where the team's at the moment?
Yeah, my nephew used to play for them a few years ago actually, so yeah, there's another little connection there. But look, it's going to be a hard game, and the Vars is very important to us. We want to do very well in it this year. Last year was quite difficult with the timing when it fell. We had a lot of players out and a smaller squad. This year we've got a bigger squad. We've still got players out, obviously Hugh's suspension. I can't say too much about that on camera because it's absolutely farcical in my opinion that banner's been backed. But no, that's as much as I'll say on that particular matter. So we've got to go into it without Hugh, but Archie's back. Bondi's obviously played last Saturday, came on today and done well, and Ryan is also throwing his hat in the ring to get 3 of those into 2. So Jaden Lott has just re-signed for the football club as well, so another person that we'll be taking with us on Tuesday night, and he'll be looking to try and break into the team at some point. So no problem with numbers, no problem with quality. We've got to back ourselves, we've got to be confident. We're a great side for this level, and I would back us against anyone at this level. So we'll see what happens on the day. St Neots are at their best. If we're not at ours, they'll win the game and they'll go through. If we're at our best, I think we've got a very good chance.
Yeah, a much bigger squad this season than we had last year, but there was very few changes last season. But this year, we seem to have strengthened the squad in general. Is that causing an issue at all, managing that, or is that not been a problem so far?
Not really. There was an issue leaving people out last year. It's just more people to leave out this year. So every time someone gets left out, because of the competitiveness of the squad and the quality of the team, they're always going to be able to turn around and say, well, I think I should be playing. And they're probably all right. But so are the people that are actually starting as well. And it's a long season, a lot of games. I know personally, at 37 years old, playing 44 times last season, it does take its toll. Nathan Clark was suspended and injured more often last season than he probably has been in the past. Well, maybe not suspended, but he was injured more often than he has been in the past. And we had a smaller squad, so as a manager you've got to learn. And we had a great year last year, and I got a lot of praise and plaudits for the style of play and the season that we had, but I also need to do better. And part of my learning was that I need a bigger squad if I really want to get over the line this year and finish first instead of finishing second. So we've got to improve. Last year second isn't good enough, is it? So this year we've got to go one better.
Just finally, Matt, you've obviously last season you played a lot. You've always been so consistent here. You've played 40 plus games every year you've been here. How are you finding not playing? How are you being on the sideline every week?
It's taken a bit of getting used to, but at the same time you've got to look at things and think what's best for the team. And I know that I can still do a job, and I proved it last year, but I tried to replace Nathan Clark. I went after 5 or 6 different centre-halves that I felt were the ones that were good enough to fill those big boots, and I got 2 of them to say yes on the same day. So my decision is, okay, they're both young, and do I step aside and allow those 2 to take the mantle on both of our halves? And I think it was the right decision to make. And I know that I'm not going to leave the football club because I'm not playing enough minutes. My only concern is that if I do have to step in at some point, am I going to be fit enough and sharp enough? Because at 37 it's a bit different to coming in at 27, right? Yeah. So, but we've got strength and depth, and at the moment, like I've just said about Bondi and Ryan Fuller, they've done a job when they've had to, and they want to get one of those shirts. Hugh's suspended at the moment, so that leaves another option up there for somebody to try and grab hold of that and make that shirt theirs as well. Archie's been away and come back, and he needs to get himself fit. So Jaden Lott's just signed for the football club, so I think I'm 6th choice now in the pecking order anyway. So can't even get in my own team and I pick it.
Brilliant. Okay, Matt, well thanks for your time, and yeah, good luck for next week.
Thanks very much.